As I reflected on 2 Kings chapter 4 verses 42 through 44, when Elisha fed those 100 men, and John chapter 6 verses 1 through 15 with Jesus feeding those 5,000, I thought about a couple of modern day heroes. Firstly, Pastor Mick Fleming, who featured on BBC News feeding and clothing those who are struggling in Burnley. But his life wasn't always about love and care. He was once a dangerous, violent drug user and dealer, covering up painful childhood memories, until a single moment changed everything for him. There's also Marcus Rashford, who spent the year 2020 making as many headlines for his campaign to tackle child hunger off the football pitch as he has for his abilities on it. The Manchester United star has made no secret of the fact that his fight has been inspired by his own experiences growing up in Wythenshawe. In a documentary, he said there were times when there just wasn't any food, so you'd just go to sleep. We may not be able to feed hundreds or thousands with a miracle, or be Pastor Nick or Marcus Rashford, but we can all do something to address poverty through our churches and in the places where we live. As followers of Jesus, I think that we should all be concerned about inequality in our communities, whether that is food poverty, where we're seeing that increasing numbers of families are having to access food banks, the digital divide, where children are struggling to study at home without the devices needed to access their school classes online, or financial inequalities that have been highlighted by COVID-19. Like the man from Baal Shalishah in 2 Kings with those 20 barley loaves and fresh ears of grain, or the boy with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish in the Gospel of John, I would encourage you to share what you have rather than only seeing the size of the task. My work with Transforming Communities Together is focused on addressing financial inequality. So I'm wondering if, for example, you could share your story about an important lesson you've learned about managing money. Could you do some training to share support with someone who may be struggling financially? Could you consider using a resource like our Jesus Money Cards to share ideas and start discussions about money in small groups? Or are there other creative ways that you might be able to share? We may not be able to do it all, but we may all be able to share something, however small.